Hey guys, Corey here, and mail day! Alright, so long story short, a friend of mine, Darren Close, creator of a comic book called Killeroo, and also the originator of the Oz Comics Challenge, which got me back into art in a big way, recently did a Kickstarter, and here it is. So, a little bit of background story. The Kickstarter was for a crossover comic book between Darren's character, Killeroo, and Stuart Black's long-running series, Four Horsemen's Plan B and 4Horsemen. And yeah, they've done a crossover book. Kickstarter was really successful, got funded almost immediately, which is fantastic to see. Especially, you know, in the Australian comics industry, it's great to see support around like that. So that's fantastic. But yeah, so long story short, here it is. Now I backed one of the first tiers, so it's essentially $20. And all I can say is that, like, the generosity that was shown by these guys for, you know, all of the different tiers and also the stretch goals that went on throughout the promotion. They were constantly adding new items to people who'd already backed the project. So that was really great to see. But it looks as if it was sent by Sendall, which I'm not familiar with. But they did have a tracking system that worked really well. And what was great is Darren actually, I mean, I don't know if he did this for everybody, but he messaged me saying, I've got mail. And I checked my Ring camera at my door, and sure enough, delivery guy turned up and it was on my doorstep. So without further ado, let's take a look inside. Should have got a knife. Okay. And we have a shipping box. That's me. Obviously, my name's Corey and it's listed Corey C. So everything must have been alphabetized. And honestly, the amount of backers that this project had, they would have had to have been really organized. And I saw a lot of, you know, the stacks of mail outs and stuff like that at Darren's place. You know, he was posting online and stuff like that. So the amount of work that went into this is pretty substantial. So it's opened up. And already there's goodies. And I can see where it's been securely packaged in there so that things don't move around, which is fantastic. That's really cool. So that's just cardboard filler. Cardboard filler, throw that down there as well. That's a man who appreciates comic books. Everything's obviously bagged and packaged. I think that's it for the carton. Yep. All right, so this is my pack for the $20 tier. Let's see what we got in here. Now, there was options to choose different cover designs and things like that. I can't remember exactly whether I chose cover A or B, but you'll see in a second what I actually ended up with. Okay, so let's take this out of the plastic. I'll save that for storage later. Okay, first thing, there's a few little knickknacks and stuff like that, which is really cool. Didn't have to do this, but here it is. A Killeroo pin. Oh, there it is, which is actually really cool. I'm looking at it up close. It's got beautiful detail. And yeah, there you go. Ozone Studios, Killeroo.com. Don't forget to check out Killeroo.com. There we go. Put that there. And these are Killeroo trading cards. Let's have a look. This is so great. I wish everybody put this much effort into anything that they do. Let's take a look. So we got Killeroo. And of course the stats on the back as well. They went to great lengths. I love this so much. And yeah, he's high in strength, low in mental powers. Intelligence is high though, and fighting ability is pretty high as well. You've got a Lyra from Stuart Black's comics, who's featured heavily in the crossover from what I understand as well. I didn't actually, I was sent a digital copy earlier. I didn't read it because I wanted to have the tactile feel of the books. So bulk, obviously these are all the crossover characters from the 4 Horsemen, etc. Primeval, Ninja. I'm sorry, I'm blasting through these actually. Let me go back. So there's Alira. See if I can get that to focus. There we go. Alira, Bulk, Primeval. What else have we got here? There's Ninja. Sorry if these are a little bit out of focus, but and Melt. Cool. And again, all have different stats. Stuff. This is so great. Okay, let me just put these away. Because everyone knows you got to collect. You got to look after your collectibles, right? I mean, even just the fact that they come in a little pouch is fantastic. I love it so much. An awesome fridge magnet. That's so cool. Is there anything more quintessentially Australian than that right there? I don't think that there is. I'm assuming this is another little sticker. I really like the print on this too. It's very cool. There he is, wearing his AC/DC t-shirt because he has to, right? It's the law. There we go. Is that easier? There we go. Yeah, cool. I mean, you gotta have something for the furries. I don't know if this is completely necessary, but I love that it's there. Great artwork too. It doesn't say on here who the artist was for this one, but if you look up the Kickstarter thing, you'll see all of that sort of stuff. It's very cool. Very cool. Oh, nice. Sick black and grey. I remember this. Darren posted this, and I couldn't get over how amazing the shading was. Again, I apologize. The artist name escapes me. It's not listed here from what I can see. But like, if you look at the texture detail, there's something to me, just because of these striations through here, it's something very H.R. Geiger about it. You know, I really like that. And especially you can see the shading on the muscle tone sort of has that same texture, and it just gives it a real gritty, aggressive sort of vibe, and I dig that. That's really cool. That's definitely right up my alley. Reminds me very, you know, 90s off-brand kind of, you know, Judge Dredd magazine kind of artwork sort of stuff that I really do. You have to excuse my chair squeaking. Get to that in a second. Okay, so I mean, if that shouldn't be on the side of a panel van in Australia, I don't know what should. That's fantastic as well. Sorry about the light there. There we go. That's really cool. Again, great artwork. Can't beat it. And that's a fold-out poster. Cardboard. Interesting as well. And obviously all the 4 Horsemen characters and stuff. And there's Killeroo right there. I'm sure this will all have a lot more context for me when I read the book. But yeah, that's very cool. Okay, so requisition comic book board. Keep everything nice and safe. Again, only the best premium packaging. Okay, so that's and this is another fantastic little touch. I actually have some other artwork from Darren in another thing I backed earlier on, and this is wonderful. Like, considering there was literally hundreds of these sketches, you know, the fact that there's one of these in all of the packages is just amazing. Signed by Darren, obviously, and that is super cool. No one draws kangaroos like this guy. I love that to death. That's so cool. Have a drink every time I say that's so cool. Okay, so what is this one? Okay, so, oh, right, okay, I'm with you now. So this is the actual book with the crossover. I chose this cover. Oz Comics, Furious Monkey Fist, and obviously there's your characters and stuff like that. It's also got other artwork on the back, and it's beautifully presented, like more like a graphic novel. It has a nice feel to it. It's that glossy sort of cover, and inside the artwork's glossy as well to a degree. It's kind of satin. I don't want to go into that too much. I don't want any spoilers up in here, but it's very cool, very colorful book. I'm very excited to read. Let's take a look. So there's editorial in the back and the Kickstarter. All about the Kickstarters in the back there, which is interesting. I'm just looking for anything that might stand out as being interesting. Oh, and there's the backers. That's cool. I'm sure if I looked far enough, I would find me in there somewhere. It doesn't appear to be in any specific order. Oh, wait, no. So, yeah, surname. There's me. Yep. Right down the bottom there. And yeah, a little bit of a blurb about Killeroo and the 4Horsemen there. Editorial, Stan Lee style. And yep, so that's the book. Writer and artist Stuart Black, editor, letters, and selected inks Darren Close. They had Indigenous consultants, which is fantastic because, you know, obviously Killeroo has an Indigenous Australian heritage, as well as like there are Aboriginal characters in this, so it's great that they did that. And cover B colors. So I'm wondering if this was this might have been cover B, maybe. It was a white. It was a, oh no, there we go. Okay, so yeah, cover B. Yeah, so cover A by Stuart Black, cover B by Darren Close, and the sketchbook, which I'll come to in a second, is also. Oh, it doesn't say. It'll be on here. So yeah, that's the book. I mean, for $20, can't beat it, right? Then you got the Killeroo 4Horsemen Long Way Back from Hell limited edition sketchbook. Mature readers, contains rude bits, and apparently based on what I gleaned, I mean even on right there on the cover, there's some Facebook sensory sort of bits and pieces there. But again, brilliant artwork. I love it to death. It's so good. Oh wow, cool. So that's like the pencils for the cover, right there. This is definitely my favorite piece that I've inked from this whole project. It's one of Stuart's strongest Rufus sketches, and it just really shows how well our styles can mesh together. So yeah, I can't disagree with that. And so this is just a bunch of sketches from, I guess, everybody involved to sort of get the feel, and you know, there's that other cover art sort of inked work. This the original sketches from the trading cards. Free sketches of character designs, I would imagine. Bits and pieces. But again, I mean, this did not have to be in here, but here it is, you know. Bonus not safe for work story. Because what is independent comics if it's not just a little bit racy, you know? Oh, and I love the colors in this too. It's just selectively colored, which is fantastic. That's really neat. Like I said, rude bits. Conan style. Yeah, but again, I don't want to give too much away. It's not my place to do that, but I will say this. I couldn't be more impressed, and obviously based on this, I'll be backing future projects that the Darren or the guys put together. I know Darren's currently working on another Kickstarter to do like a coloured version of one of his old black and white books. So that seems really interesting, and I'll definitely be interested in grabbing that as well. Honestly, from what Darren's given me as far as my interest in art again, which I'd lost for a really long time, and it's now sort of pushed me into places that I never thought I'd see myself in as far as my art goes. Still early days, but there's things in progress at the moment that I never saw coming, which is really cool. But like look, just to give a little bit back, I figured I'd do this unboxing. Yeah, Daz, excellent work. Proud to know you, buddy, and keep up the good work.